First to tee on the feature card this week at the Game of Throws is Simeon Schultz. Hole 1. Taking the direct route, puts it down there nicely. Next to tee is Ben Stage. He's going to take the wide route. Hangs it out there, coming up a little short. Next to tee is Brett. Also taking the wide high route. Ooh, it's coming a little short. We could get some danger. I don't know what to think about that. He's on the edge. Lance, the lefty, taking the direct route. Ace run. He sits down, that'll putt. Ooh, Ben right off the right side of the cage. Lance for bird, taps in. Simeon with the CTP. And the bird. Kingfish sponsored 2 CTPs, one on hole 1 and one on hole 4. Ben taps in for par. Missed Brett's upshot, but here he's cleaning up his par. Moving on to hole 2. Simeon keeps the box with the bird and going to try to air it out here on hole 2. It's a good pull, needs to come back. Further to the right than he wanted, but be able to see the basket from there. Lance, the lefty, puts it way down there. Great shot, middle of the fairway. Should be easy to get up and down. Ooh, that angle was not right. Ben, who is known for his forehand, a little rusty after getting married. Moving into a new house. Brent, a little high, but in the middle. Brent with his second shot. Keeps it lower and puts it way down there. Beautiful shot. Ben's a little bit lower than he wants to be. Hard to get a skip up that hill. Simeon with his second shot, looking great. Takes it wide right. He'll be putting from there. Lance with his second shot. Tracking nicely. The easy putt. Ben Stage. Just laying it up. It's tricky green, smart play. Simeon, good putt. Pick up his par. Brent's going to pick up a 4. Ben's cleaning up his 4. With Lance's approach, he's not leaving himself any work. We're on to hole 3. Simeon puts a turnover out there a little early. It's caught up in a tree. Oh, that's looking good if it comes back. And it does. He made it over the ravine and should be a good look for an upshot. Needs to come back. It does nicely. Brent puts it up a little high again. But he's got enough D to get there in the next shot. Simeon just puts it too low. Disappointed with that shot. Lance has an opportunity to take the lead here if he can score or put it under the basket. Simeon short with his upshot, but Lance looks like he just put it right where he needed to be. Ben, after a great job, giving himself a long birdie look, but just comes out high and left. Looks like Simeon is going to have to put it in to stay tied for the lead. And he ran at it aggressively. Ben with a great par. Simeon to card is 4. Lance for 3. Brent to tap out for his 4. Going straight at it. Well done. Ben just didn't put enough on it. He's going to have some work to do. Feeling the pressure from Lance. Looks like Sim's running it. Oh, and just short of the ace. Great shot.
Good shot, man. Good shot.
That looks like it could be trouble, and we have an OB. Ben for a second shot. Splitting the trees. Alright. Ben tossing up after having to take an OB stroke for landing over here in the bayou, which runs right of this hole. I'm trying to get the disc out over there with the golden retriever. Disc golf fishing. Brent coming up short. Ben stage here trying to save his par. Ooh, off the cage. Lance needs to make this to keep his lead. Oh, and he does. Simeon taps in for bird. Brent stops the bleeding. Ben gets a bogey and we move on to hole 5. Lance flips it up, not afraid of that OB. He's at the bottom of the hill there, but he's going to have a good look from there. This looks like trouble there. Doesn't fight through, falls at the base of that tree. Have some low-hanging branches there. That might be trouble.
You were trying to go around it, so it'll pan out left.
Ben with the forehand. It looks incredible. If you have a forehand on this hole, you want to use it. Just takes that OB to the left, out of play. Well done. Brent keeps it low enough. I think he's going to be right where you need to be with great footing and a good look for a second shot. Sim putting down a roller, but just get it to roll ever so slightly back into the middle of the fairway. Didn't put it down fast enough. Brent with no run up, just lets it go. It's going to be in bounds. It's a hard play along that bayou. There's a lot of trees between him and the basket. At this point, if you're not real familiar with the hole, it's a difficult play because you can't see the basket and the OB to the left kind of curves in towards you. Lance puts forehand out, doesn't get around the tree, falls to the base. He'll be able to see it from there. Been throwing another forehand around the tree, coming back, should be plenty safe. Great shot. Then tries to get it back out into some kind of fairway to avoid these trees. Sim going wide. Held the line, nicely done. Changed disc a couple times. Hit an early branch. Made some progress, but not the progress he was looking to make. Brett now has some eyes on the basket. Still has some work to do. Ooh, hit an early tree. Been throwing a backhand for the first time in this hole. Needs to come back. And it does. Well played. Ooh. Get down here in the base of the bayou. It's hard to get out of these trees. They're just line the fairway from start to finish. Lance with the jump. He'll be putting from there. And just laying it up safely. Ooh, Sim just comes up short with that attempt. Lance with a nice putt. Ben finishes nicely. Sims taps in and we move on to hole 6. Ben played the last hole perfectly, textbook, scored himself a birdie and earned the right on the box. Ooh, that was a good tree. It looked like he was going OB. This whole play is especially nice for a lefty. But he does not capitalize on it. Not sure if he went OB. Sim throwing that turnover, but it's coming out. Stays in bounds. Brent goes the straight Rob, turns it over. He'll be up the hill to the right. And after hitting an early tree, follows with another tree. Brent has a look at it. Oh, and he finesses it through the trees, but it's got to sit down, and it doesn't. It's OB. Be able to walk that back in for an easy putt. Lance stayed in bounds. And that'll putt. Spin for 3. It's high, but it's gonna putt. Looks like Simeon's gonna try to run this. Just to the left. Tried to give it a chance and still be putting. That's just what he did. Lance for 3. Ben taps out. Brent, after going OB, is able to clean that right up. Sim taps in for an easy 3. A little early. See if we can get a skip. It's not where he wanted to be. It's like Sim's going to avoid the OB by hanging it right. That looks like it plays perfectly. And he's under the basket. Ben going with the forehand. Got to really commit to the forehand here, and doesn't give it enough power and comes up short. Brent goes straight, but it looks like it's going to fade out. That's trouble again. He's found OB on the last 2 holes. Looks like Sims putts right under the basket, so there's a little pressure here on Lance to keep the lead. It seems he has to make this one. And it's up. Oh, just off the band. Great shot. Ben maybe just a foot closer, but on flat ground. Oh, just right of the basket. That brings it in bounds, and it's not able to convert on that one. Sim puts it in to tie with Lance again for the lead on this car. Ben picks up his par. Brent's in. Lance is in for his 3 and moving on to the last birdie hole.
Sim, Lance, me, Brent.
It's the last birdie hole on Birdie Alley. Won't see another birdie for a while. See who can seize this opportunity to card a 2. Sim puts a turnover out there. Deflected by the tree and goes OB. Lance sees an opportunity to take solo lead again. Lefty hangs it wide and high. Tree stops it, he stays in bounds. Ben's going to take advantage of his forehand again. It's hooking up. Oh, and he'll be putting from there, folks. Great shot. Brent's had some trouble with OB, but not this time, people. Turns it over nicely, stays up on the dance floor. Lands for a 2. It looks like he left it short. Easy threesy from there. Lance is under the basket. Sim has to convert here to maintain the tie for the lead. Oh, and he's just short. He's taking a 4 on this hole. Brent stayed up and fought closer than I thought he was. This is for Bird. Oh, and just short. They asked if Ben was parked and he didn't want to admit it. He wasn't sure he's going to make that putt, but he does. Solo Bird on this hole. Great shooting, Ben. Lance taps out to gain the solo lead again. Sim puts in, so does Brent. We're on to the next hole. Ben's Bird got him to the top of the box. It's a long straight shot. He's going to try to forehand it. It's a difficult play. Came up short, he's in bounds, but he's right by the ditch. Lance is going to do a forehand, but in the different direction. What a great shot. Textbook perfect. Brent throwing the backhand. Gets past the tree. Just barely caught up in some of those limbs. Simeon finds himself at the bottom of the box, looking up. Oh, and he pures it, people. What a phenomenal pull. Brent with the second shot, high and to the right. Favorable kick back into the fairway. Ben here has a precarious lie. It's looking like it's under the tree, or at least halfway under this fallen tree. Establishing his footing and balance. Hangs it wide, very stable, needs a skip, doesn't get it. He's still putting. Brent throwing his third shot. He's going to throw a latitude mercy here. Just trying to put it under the basket. Plenty good. Simeon's drive found him way down the fairway. Gonna jump putt. Try to put some pressure on Lance. He puts it high, but not high enough. Park for the 3. Lance finds himself up against a tree, trying to capitalize on this bird. Gain another stroke on Simeon. And he just puts it under the basket. Easy breezy. Then for par, and he just comes up way short. And he's got a roll. Brent's in with a nice putt. Then cleans up his 4. Simeon and Lance are going to tap in their 3s. We'll move on to the next hole. Lance with the forehand, executed perfectly. Well done. Simeon, who found himself as Bob, the bottom of the box last hole, what didn't stay there for long. That's a good pull if it comes back. Misses the tree, and he's putting from there. Then with a slip off the tee, releases low. Have a little work from there. And goes wide but high. Brent here, carry a stance. Right up against the tree, he pulls. Just couldn't get enough power on it because of the positioning. I think he did the best he could considering the circumstances. Ben hangs it too wide. Caught up in the tree. He'll be approaching from there again. Brent needs to sit down. Had quite a roll there. Ben to save 3. Good bid. Sim for birdie. Oh, had the distance just right. Lance for bird. Also short. Oh, heartbreaker. Right side. Simeon puts in his 3. Ben's easily in from there. Brent and Lance both tap out. Lance having some confusion of which one he should have threw, a backhand or a forehand. Goes with the forehand. Throws it low, ends up Sim with a nice turnover. Wanted it to come back, but I think he's going to like where he's at. There's really two approaches to the hole, left and right. If you find yourself too far right, there's an alley, or if you're left by the sidewalk, there's an alley. Ben puts it down too low, too early. He's going to have a lot of work from there. Brent fights through the early tree branches and finds himself in the fairway. Puts down a roller. Looks like it's going to get him out in the fairway. We'll have a clean run up and shot at it. Brent high again into some branches.
Make it.
Caught up in a tree at the end of the flight. As you can see here, Sim found that right side alley I was telling you about. A little bit low. Be down there for an easy 4. Oh, Ben puts it in the ground again. Brent keeps it low this time, but finds a tree. Ben gets it up, but it's going to be wide right and short. And it looks like he put enough on it. A little skip, perfectly thrown. Simeon here's throwing 3 with a chance to tie Lance for the lead. It looks like that won't be any problem. Brett found OB once again, took his meter from under the bridge and puts it right under the basket. Sim for 4.
Yeah. Move. Hit the trees. Sorry.
Ben taps out. Lance corrected himself. He had told me this was for 5, but did some math and it was for 4, so he maintains the 1-stroke lead over Simeon. Brent taps out and we're on to the next hole. It's a par 3, 345 feet with a low ceiling. You gotta kind of keep it down and throw a frozen rope to the basket. Lance needs to miss the tree and hook up with the skip and kind of dies out in the dirt. He'll be able to see the basket, but it'll be a long putt from there. Sim gets it to flip up. This could be it, folks. What a great shot. Ended a little left, though. It's going to be a very long putt from there as well. That happens when you ace run sometimes. Bends down the fairway. Brent having trouble with his height all day after only just playing 4 months, but he kept it down when he needed to here, and he got good ways down the fairway. You did. Everybody left themselves a long putt. Let's see if one of them can make it. I was giving it a chance. Lands for 2, just short. Ben for bird, left it short. Sim is the last chance for bird on this hole. See if he can convert. Oh, just short. Right off the top of the basket. 1 more inch and it would have been in. Brent left his short as well. Ben can't convert for his par. Lance and Simeon with the only pars on this hole. Oh, Lance gonna kick off the tree. He's gonna be right. A lot of wood between him and the basket. Sim may see a crack in the door and try to walk through it. Still having a 1-stroke deficit to Lance. He pulls it straight, kicks through the brothers, and lands in the fairway. Ben gets past the first grouping of trees. Is going to be a little left of the fairway. But to get some distance off of the tee is the main key. Brent keeping it low. Great throw. And he does. Oh, he found some fence to stay in bounds. It's a tough lie from there. Simeon, you looking to capitalize on that great drive, calling it back. Gets a kick off a tree to give him a better look than he would have been looking at. Brent's got a nice alley to the basket. Just stays flat-footed and puts it on the line he needs to hit. Great shot. Ben getting fancy, putting down a roller. Misses the tree in the middle of the fairway. Lance finding a nice place by the fence. Clear shot at the basket. A lot better than I thought it was going to turn out. Oh, but he finds himself OB. The fence saved him once, didn't save him the next time. Ooh. Ben found the OB, that putter never came back. Lance bringing it back in bounds. Left himself a putt about 20, 25. Brent puts a move on it, needs it to come back, and it does. That'll be a putting. Oh, off the band. Brent flies right to the basket. Sim puts it in. Nice putt by Ben. Oh, the heartbreak and the horror. In and out. Sim finds himself on the top of the box after carding a 4 and Lance carding a penalty 7. Sim takes a 2-stroke lead and just pures it. Ben's high enough. He needs it to come back, and it does. What a great shot. Excited to see what that flare skip's going to do at the end when we get up there. Ran a little high, but in the fairway. Should be able to get up and down from there. Lance forgetting the last hole, puts it out there, but it's not coming back. It'll be wide left. Hangs his mercy wide, nestles right in. Going to be a great place to putt from. Let's see how much of a run Ben wants to give this. Ooh, and it's going to come short. Just putting it where he needs it for the 3. Lance for 2. Coming up short. Sim, after taking the 2-stroke lead, looks like he's going to jump at this. Pretty aggressive. Just past the basket. Ben taps in his par. Should be easy for all these guys to clean up their par, move on to the next hole. So he needs to stay off that tree, and he does. Should be putting from there. Then looks to take the low forehand route to the left, have it skip in towards the basket. Needs to hook up, and it does. Big flare. Brent needs to keep this low. Not low enough.
You get it. There you go. You want to.
Lance throwing his Valkyrie again. Ooh, and that's going to come right. Sits down short. Brent said he typically plays Greenwood. This is only the third time ever playing Scotlandville, and only 4 months in the game. He's doing very well. Looks like Lance is going to want to give this a run. You got an OB sidewalk towards the back. Needs to be considered. It seems that with the interstate, there's always a breeze. He just found himself a little bit long on that one. Great attempt by Lance. Brent to save par. Just puts it under the basket. Going to take a 4 and move on. Been for bird, and he can't convert. Sims the last chance at birdie here, and able to add a stroke to his lead if he converts on this. Bang, bang, puts it in. He's trying to walk away with it. Lance taps out for par. As does Ben. Brent's going to take a 4. Got caught in the trees there. Off the tee, he's going to have to settle for a 3. I know he was looking for another bird, but that eluded him this time, I think. Got a headwind. Ben is going to do the forehand. Puts it out. Oh, misses the trees. Looked like a great shot. That'll putt. This hole plays very nicely for a lefty. Lance is throwing his Valkyrie. Throws that Valkyrie into the headwind, and it turns over a little bit. It's going to try a forehand as well. He gets it up there and needs it to come back. Does late. He's safely in bounds. It's just the wind's really picked up. Oh, and he put that wide. Is it coming back in? And it barely does. He's safe. Lance is running at it. I don't know if he feels like time's slipping away, but still left himself with a great putt. Here is putting for par, or for birdie rather. Puts that Mercy up. Oh, and the wind just takes it. takes a meter of relief from where the OB was, even though he was inbounds. He was barely inbounds. This is going to be the safe par. Oh, and it stays in.
Barely.
Great putt.
Great putt.
It's like a good placement shot.
Nice love.
Turn up.
Bends forehand, gets around the tree, hooks up. Should be in a good position there. Lance doesn't like it. He's flirting with the OB.
I think you're safe.
I think he's safe. We'll see in a moment. Right? Hello.
It raised like 15 feet. That rain
Right here is just looking to bite off a little bit more so he can take a look at the basket. Use a forehand to get that turned back where he wants it, and that may be the greatest shot of the day for Brent, I think. What a beautiful flick. That'll keep you coming back. Sim notified me that on his drive he actually slipped. He wasn't trying to place it here. This gives him a risky direct route though, and looks like he's going to go for it. Oh, but he backs out at the last moment and releases early. Gets it out in the middle of the fairway. Not what he was looking for. Wanted to go a little bit higher and have it come back. We got some cabbage coming through, but fought his way there. That's going to play nicely. Sim for his third shot. Needs it to flip or sit down. Ooh, that's in the danger zone. Not sure what had happened or how much. Third shot here. Needs that to come back. I never saw it come out.
Nope.
Lane's throwing his third shot. Well, he needs it to hook up and stay up. I believe he went down. The bayou's pretty dry, so he's unlikely in the water. Oh. Oh, Ben pulls it far right, but it's coming back. He might be behind that bush and not liking his lie. Simeon and Lance both find themselves in the bayou. Brent found dry ground in favor after having to throw up from right by the bayou on the other side. Oh, just short. He needed that putt. Brent, after staying inbounds, cannot convert, just short. Ben, after finding himself behind this tree, is stretching and wanting to put a flick in. Oh, and he doesn't get it.
Lance Brent.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No,
I got you.
Okay.
He's got 2 strokes on you? Is that what
he's
she's
got. I don't know. He's probably got like 2.
I got like.
He's got 3 because
3
he made a
or 4.
birdie.
Yeah, three strokes.
He's got 3 strokes on him. Congrats.
Ben with the flick. It's a risky play to flick on this hole, but he's got a bad roll coming down towards the bayou. Needs to curl, and it does not. Took the risk, but did not get the reward.
Yeah, he's got 3 strokes on him. He had 7 on him.
Sim fires one off. He's cutting the corner since there's only one Mando. Gets a skip. Lance with the forehand, and it doesn't look like it's coming back. That looked like big trouble there too. Doesn't matter, it looks like if you're a lefty forehand or a righty forehand, it's just going in the drink. Brent stayed clear of the forehand, a little high, but it's gonna work. Ben found himself dry. Lance is a few feet forward, but in the drink. Ben's going to go with the same disc. Also a forehand. Puts it out there.
You weren't really trying to throw it.
Good distance. Brent's throwing this blind. He's picked a spot, he hit the spot. Fought through the trees, be in the fairway. Plus the elevation change. He has to throw out of the ridge but not throw it too high. Into some trees and out on the fairway. Simeon's up here by the picnic table. It's kind of a precarious lie, so he's going to go with a turnover. Oh, and that looks great. What a shot, tracking towards the basket. It's about 35 out, I'd say. Gorgeous. After going OB, Lance wants to put this under the basket. His trusty Valkyrie is not going to hook up like he needs it to. And puts a move on his Mercy. Have a putt from there. Throws. Been throwing that Firebird up, but it's going to be too stable. Oh, and put him behind the bush for his finishing putt. Sim has a putt here for his personal best to break 60, he said. See if he can convert on it. Oh, just short. Oh, Lance off the top. Oh. Ben misses just left. A little roll away on that missed putt. Nothing too dastardly. Converts on the next one. Everybody else easy tap ins. And that's a wrap.
It feels pretty good. I mean, I shot the same score, 60, so. Well, I would have had to make about a 40-footer on an 18 just off the rim, about an inch low.
Oh!
Me and Lance were just getting tons of pars, and then he got a triple bogey, so. And then I got the par on that hole, so. Just shot really good this week. Yeah.
Alright, that's cool. We're good.
Shot a 55 today. Little bit opposite of last week. Kind of started off a little stronger today. Didn't finish quite as strong. It's a little windier today, so found myself throwing a little more conservative off a lot of the tees, just taking pars, not being so aggressive for some of the birdies like I was last week. Plus, I didn't have Thunder pushing me like I did last week. So, although Silas was pushing me, but he wasn't really in my division, so he was like halfway pushing me. But I definitely didn't want to lose to him, so he was pushing me. With all due respect to Ian and John, I had more competition last week when Thunder was here. Don't tell him I said that. Don't tell him I said that. Well, my only bogey was hole 17. Bogey by my par, not by Jamie Thomas' par. I made a 5. You know, it's only like a 600-foot hole, so I would call it a par 4. But through my drive into the tree on the left, fell short, had to lay up further back than I wanted to. And I threw a poor third shot. Actually, I was lucky I didn't go into the water because I went down the hill and made a 5, which is a bogey on that hole. You know, I would actually question whether Avery Jenkins actually decided that park, because I was present for the conversation, and Jamie Thomas said that he thought it was a par 5 because he's an entertainer and he likes entertainment, and I'm sure he was envisioning a future big tournament where players would be making all these great eagles on this 650-foot par 5. And I remember specifically Avery's reaction was that he really didn't think it was a par 5, but he didn't really care to contest it either way, so he just let Jamie do whatever he wanted to do. I can do this all day. Questions from the Q&A session here. Give me a mic. Typically, no. I really don't ever change what I'm doing off the tee based on the opponent. I mean, it's always situational. Like, you know, if it was a tournament and I had to make a better score than I normally make, I might would change. But typically when I get competitive with someone, it really just makes me focus more on the putting and the upshots and actually being even a little safer, because I don't like to give strokes away because it's too hard to make up against good players. You don't really have to do anything spectacular to be good players or better players all the time, but you definitely can't give strokes away. Hey, we're getting comfortable with that interview and stuff, huh, bud? Woo! 6 more times for you too, right?
All right. I shot a 66. I'm pretty stoked about that. I tried to slow down, my thought process today. I try not to overthink too much. I kind of went with the first shot I thought about. I was like, okay, I grabbed the disc and went for it instead of trying to second guess and grab 2 or 3 different, you know, shots in my head. So, man, my drives with my ante drives just did a real good job today. The wind helped me out a lot.